Let me begin by congratulating our 7 heroes for making history by battling through the rough weather to secure their first ever title win at the Sydney Sevens. Thanks to my government's launch of the Wireless platform, I've been informed by the Commissioner Eastern that Fijians on Koro were able to tune in into our stunning final victory over South Africa. Today on Koro, we are making a different sort of history as we commission an unprecedented upgrade of your South Coast Road. 4 new crossings that connect the communities to each other and connect Koro with the rest of our nation like never before. At Nakodu, Waitabu, Nasoi and Nasau, we funded and constructed 4 low-level crossings and upgraded a total of over 600 meters of approaching roadways. Koro's infrastructure network has never been more accessible. It's never been more reliable, and it certainly never looked better than it does today. And perhaps most importantly, in an era where climate change is bringing stronger storms, it's never been more resilient. You, more than anyone else, know the value of all-weather infrastructure. Koro's communities were among the first I visited after the aftermath of Cyclone Winston's devastation in 2016. When I arrived, I cannot recall seeing a single leaf left on a tree. Koro schools were devastated. We look forward to the opening of the final 2 schools government is rebuilding on Koro, the Kande Village School and the Nakodu Primary School, which are set to be completed in the coming weeks. And I'd like to thank the Australian government for their assistance with rebuilding a number of Koro schools as well. After Winston, whole sections of your roadways as well has been washed into the sea. Seeing this brand new road in front of us today is remarkable. The new crossings at Nakodu and Waitabu cost $930,000 each. The crossing at Nasoni cost just over $1 million, and the crossing at Nasau cost over $1.5 million. These new roads have been funded directly by the government I lead. They are not funded by foreign investment. They are not gifts from overseas. Your government has provided every dollar of this investment in your success at a grand total of over $4.4 million. Today is a victory for Koro, but it is hardly the first big win Fiji has celebrated in 2020. And this time, I'm not talking about rugby. Yesterday, I opened a new government station in Namosi. Over the weekend, I commissioned a $6.2 million roading project in Kamba. And last weekend, I was on Vanuatu, opening over $7 million worth of new roads and bridges for the benefit of our fellow Fijians in the north. In 1 week, spanning 4 islands, I've commissioned nearly $20 million worth of new development. But even with those victories under our belt, The political opponents are traveling around the country, probably on the new roads we've just built, spreading lies that the government has run out of money. Not only is this untrue, as you can see here today, it smacks of hypocrisy. Because when many of them were in government, Fiji had to take out loans just to pay their day-to-day expenses. Meanwhile, Fiji's development was irregular, shoddy and slow. But that is not the Fiji of today. The Fiji of today is in a strong country with strengthening economy. Our economy is managed responsibly, and on Koro and across all our islands, Fijians are feeling the fruits of our success. Developing infrastructure networks aren't owed to luck and don't happen by accident. These investments are only possible when economies do well. In Fiji's case, we've been smart with our finances. We've made strategic investment in our people's well-being, expanding access to education, to service, infrastructure and opportunity. We've helped Fijians pursue business of their own, turning them from job takers into job makers. As a result, for the first time in history, we've secured 10 straight years of economic growth. Another big reason why Fiji has advanced to new height is that we've dismantled the old system that served only the privileged. Instead, the Fiji I lead rewards merit and merit alone, because we believe that every Fijian child deserves an equal shot at opportunity. We know that God created every person to be equal, and every person deserves to be treated equally by their government, regardless of which island or which province they come from, regardless of which church they attend, their ethnicity, or whether they are a woman or a man. When we reward merit, we guarantee that the best people are entrusted with the privilege of serving the Fijian people. No matter what job or position across every industry and corner of society, every Fijian deserves to be served by the most qualified people possible. And every Fijian child deserves to know that regardless of their background or who their parents may be, if they study hard and do well, they can rise to any level of greatness. While a government can build new bridges and pave new roads, ultimately the most important path forward are those you create for yourselves. And it is government's duty to support you in the journey of self-discovery and fulfillment, irrespective of who you voted for. But remember, if you don't have the right people in government, if you have bad people making bad decisions, it is your well-being, your livelihoods and your future, and your children's future that is put at risk. Use this new road as an opportunity to start a new chapter in your lives and your communities. By doing so, today can be the beginning of something truly great. So don't let it get to waste. Nabi sana mawal ni bo saya sama indola sa chikin na nawa. Ena nandutuyan yan. Nasa wali.